What's up, Brandon? How you doing, man? Choo choo. Have a good day. Inept. How's it going? I saw you got a couple people. How did LSU do today? I didn't even watch any football today, so I have no idea. No, man. Like you said, I'm trying to get you to make some videos. So, what's up, Adro? How are you? How's your weekend going? Oh, really? That sucks. Who did LSU play today? What is your wife impressed with? Oklahoma? Oh yeah, okay. I saw that. Yeah, Oklahoma's supposed to be pretty good though. So I know it's pretty rough. So I don't know if you guys saw this or not even saw it, but heard it. Yeah, Brandon, I haven't even watched enough football this year to have any idea who's good or not good at this point. Um, but did you guys know that we're supposed to get five more SIRs for Ascended Heroes? Oh, and some IRs. Okay. Yeah, I was watching a video and somebody was like, "Yeah, we still have five SIRs that we're still waiting for." I'll tell you what. I don't know what you mean by that. Inept. Unless you're talking about. Yeah, but I heard that the deck 100 or battle deck 100 is supposed to make up the rest of it, which I guess, as far as I'm aware, they haven't really shown anything on it yet. So I don't really know where they're going to get the SARs from. I'm sure, Brandon, you would probably know better than me. But I did watch Danny Phantom. Um, he did an opening, and the pull rates seem pretty good on it still, which I know it's Japanese. So, but I am going to be picking up some Japanese cards next week. I'm going to get the Halucha. It's $24. So you're jealous about the Halucha? What's up, crazy? Nice to finally see you. Yeah, Inept, just go ahead and get it then. It's I think it's like $24 on eBay right now. And so I figured, even if it goes down in price, I'll just grab some more and I'll get one graded in a PSA 10, and I'll still try to get it in English at some point. But that card's too good. The Electros is like $15 in Japanese. Pretty much the only three cards that are over $100 are the Gengar, which is the most expensive. Uh, Actually, it's the gold card, then the Gengar, and then the Mega Dragonite. Everything else is under $100. Like there's no There's no value in it. Yeah, but I think it looks cool. I think it looks cool. So it's $15. I don't care. Yeah, dude. Like set the cards are cheap. I think the Diancie, I think it's 20-30 bucks too. So and the Pikachu. The Pikachu is also it's like $300 right now. So that will be I'm gonna wait for that to drop. But I do think that that card could have some potential to do potentially like, and I know you guys might think it's crazy, but I think it might have potential to do like a Bubble Mew situation. But it may not. But I like the card. So I'm not gonna pay anything crazy for it. So you bought the Seismitoad for 160 is pristine 10. Is that CGC or are you talking about Beckett? Yeah, I really like that Pikachu. Ton of people are hating on that Pikachu. Um, Pikachu, that's not bad. They're calling it. Yeah, but I thought that. What do they call the 10 though for Beckett? Is it not pristine 10? I don't know. I thought it was CGC, but I know that there's a 10 for Beckett. Um, I thought it was pristine. Okay, so you got the black label. That was a good pickup. That's not too bad. 160 for that. But they're calling it. What do they call him? The Pikachu. I can't remember. I had it on top of my head, but they're not calling it like the Pinkachu. They're calling it the Derpachu. The Derpachu is what they're calling it. But yeah, there's only four cards in Mega Dream out of all of the IRs, the SARs. Those are the only cards over $100. So, and the pull rates look very generous. Um, I know that Danny Phantom said there's God packs, but that I don't know. I mean, I guess technically then we would get God packs. I think at this point, specialty sets are probably going to have some form of a God pack with what Pokeballs, Master Balls. Well, it's not going to be Master Balls this time. It's going to be what Friend Balls and something else. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what would be worse. What do you guys think would be worse? Prismatic, like hobby wise for the hobby. Do you think prismatic pull rates would be worse, or do you think Crown Zenith would be worse? I still think they're going to print a shit ton. So what's been going on with you, crazy? You haven't been you haven't been around too much, my friend. So you like I'm thinking about prismatic pull rates. Yeah, I mean that does make sense because then it would. I just don't see them doing that again. I don't know. I really don't. Poke Pablo, was that has that been you that's been emailing me? Because your email on your description for your videos is different. I s And that could be the case. I understand that they don't have booster boxes. I still think that they're going. I still think we're going to see, in my opinion, a shit ton on the shelves, regardless of booster boxes or not booster boxes. Because also with like Black Bolt White Flare, they didn't have. They had the ETBs on the Pokemon Center go for a decent amount of time, a couple hours, but The booster bundles did nothing like they did just now. So it's completely different. But I mean that's that if I don't know which side of the fence you lay on, but it depends on that. That could be a good theory of yours. But one of us will be right, one of us will be wrong. What's up, son of a Merc? How are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. What'd you say, crazy? That you've been working? Okay, so there is a pristine. I thought there was. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, hopefully everything's been going good with you. And Pablo's channel is Pokey. Is it Pokey Pablo? I think it's like Professor P or something. I don't know. I'm sure he's in here. He can tell you how to find him. But you should be able to click on his name when he comments. Okay, there you go. It's Professor P. Let's see. Okay, nice. So you are crazy. Are you trying to sell cards or something? You like doing TCG player or what's going on with that? I still gotta get my top load binder. I'm about to start buying. Like I said, I'm switching to Japanese for a lot of my cards. They're just so much cheaper. And honestly, I think that they look better. Yeah, no, it's a very big set. There's no denying that, and people are going to rip the shit out of it. People are going to rip the shit out of any new set. That's I don't think that's anything new, especially when they can get the booster bundles and the ETBs. Like I do think it could be hard to find at first, but I think that there is going to be a ton of product available. Like I said, could be completely wrong. I don't know your stance. I don't know which side of the field that you necessarily lay on. Okay, Becca Gold labels pristine. Yeah, that frost last is beautiful. I can't remember how much that card is going for, but I might be picking that up. I'm also gonna get the Sharpedo from Inferno X next week too. So I'm gonna start picking up cards because I'm tired of not being able to really open up products. Like I picked up a 5 pack the other day from Walmart, and I got the Piplup, which is great. But there are other cards that I like more than the Piplup that I want to have, and right now in Japanese they're pretty fairly priced. So I can always get them in English later when the prices drop down. But that card is, I really do like that card. Yeah, I need to. I just keep my top loaders in like one of those Pokemon lunch boxes. Um, so it's time for me to get a binder though. Gotcha. You just said yeah, Sensei kicks. It's pretty brutal. It's every time I see Phantasmal Flames, I'm very excited, and I want to get as much of it as I can. Of course, like all I've got is Walmart around me, and then GameStop, so I'm not going to GameStop. But I will pull that Charizard. I I don't care how much I have to spend over 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever. I will pull that Charizard eventually, hopefully. Is that oh no, I will. I will definitely pull. That's like that is that is my top card that I want right now out of anything. Of course, like I said, that's mega. I would let the bubble view. Um, I would like my Sumbreon back, but that card, I don't care if it's a $50, $100 card. I just want that Charizard. So I will definitely pull it at some point. Brandon, is that on Amazon? Because that's where I do a lot of my purchasing from. Okay, that's yeah. And just let me know. Well, actually, you don't have to let me know. I'll be notified whenever you post it. But I'm looking forward to it. I know you've got some crazy cards, man. So yeah, the Void Gale, the Gengar, it's going for $50 right now. So which I'm not really surprised about. The rest of them are kind of going like 10, $20. But of course, the Gengar is more expensive, which I'm not surprised about. Crazy, you said that you got a scale though, so you didn't have to go to USPS anymore. So that's why I was asking if you were starting to sell or anything like that. Yeah, and if you don't like which one, the Mega Attack Rare. Yeah, I've got a booster box. Last week, I opened up my two bundles, didn't get jack shit, and I was the people that were on the live. I was like, I really want to open up my booster box. No, don't do it. Don't do it. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, and like when wave two hits, hopefully Danny Phantom or somebody drops them for MSRP, or I can maybe get them from an LGS for MSRP, and then I might actually open up the other booster box. So, but it is very hard to do. It, I that Charizard, I just really, really, really want it. So yeah, the Mega Attack Rares is what they're called. Um, you don't like that one? 'Cause- Which I don't know if you saw that video I made, but I think that card could do better than the SIR. I'm not a huge fan of that SIR. I'm just not. So I got you. Okay, so you're not shipping out cards. You're just shipping out random stuff. Yeah, man. No, I know. It's just hard. It's hard right now. But it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I'm just I don't know if it's lazy. I just think they could have done better. Oh, I've always been a fan of that Greninja. I know what do people call it? Pizza Greninja or something like that. But that's another one I'd like to get. It's just right now, some of the Japanese, not all, but some of the older sets, the Japanese cards are just as nearly as expensive as the English. So it's why would I pay for that when I can just wait for the English to more than likely go down in price? But Brandon, I'm not a huge fan um, of that card. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Crazy. You buy stuff cheap and sell it to somebody for a profit and hustling. That's all you can do, man. That's what. Tell my wife I'm doing. She's like, "You spend no time with me anymore," and I'm like, "I'm working. I'm working." Yeah, no, I agree. I was really excited for the Mega Gengar when those fan made like concepts that people were saying were leaks. That's I was excited for it. Um, especially the one with the Pikachu. Some most of the time Pokemon is not going to do better. They're not going to do better than like fan made art for whatever reason. I don't know why. Okay, so top three is the Greninja. I'm trying to think of what my top three. I think my top three would be pretty basic, honestly. I'm so, no, Kino, no vending. I no vending or anything like that. I'm just a normal person. So like I don't know if you saw my video today, but I would like to get to a point where I can have like an online store and do like online selling. Um, who knows if I'll ever get there or not, but that's a goal of mine that I would like to achieve at some point. But oh, no vending. Yeah. So after, let's see. Yeah, Brandon, fan made's always better. Crazy. After this is supposed to be Ninja Spinner. So we'll see. We'll see. I think they're gonna fuck up the Greninja pretty bad, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Jason, it's 40 degrees, which is not it's not crazy, but it yeah. Which Australia is opposite, right? So our summertime is your winter, and then our winter is your summer. I think. Yeah, I mean it's cool. It is a cool. Um, it's a cool mega Gengar, but we also don't have a ton of Gengars. So I just think they could have done better. They could have even put like little ghost or ghastlies or anything or or haunters. They could have put that in the smoke maybe, and that would have made it look cooler. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, years from now. Yeah, I think that people will like I think people will like mega evolutions. Um, I just don't think when everything's said and done, like when we get done with this block short term, I don't think it will be looked fondly at. Yeah, you are a big Brandon. You are a big Stellar fan. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. Like I said, I really like the Mew. I do like Mew quite a bit. I really like the Mew. I like the Greninja, and I like the Sumbreon. I just do, I do. But I think I'm biased because again, I pulled the card. I had the card. So no, man, no. Uh, I I don't know, man. Like I don't know what to do inept with the channel. I don't want to be a drama channel. Um, I am very opinionated. I also feel like I should call people out on certain things. Um, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a really interesting time the next couple months until we get more leaks, more information, new sets. Ascended Heroes comes out, so like I'm probably gonna do a video tonight about talking about Phantasmal Flames, Mega Evolutions, Mega Evolutions base, whatever you want to call it. Um, looking at some cards, showing some Japanese cards. I don't know. We'll see. And I may not. I may just take the night off. I don't know. Or I may take the night off and then tomorrow I'm like, I'm going to talk about this. You know, I just never know what I'm going to do, honestly. Yeah, the only thing I've seen from people as far as argument, Brandon, against Scarlet and Violet is that because of what happened the last half of Scarlet and Violet, people not being able to find product, um, the scalpers, all this stuff, like it could take some time. I think for a while people might have a sour taste in their mouth from Scarlet and Violet. Let's see. Yeah, and I'm a fan of the rainbow borders though. I'm glad that they have it in that Pikachu. I really am. I just hope it's not. I just hope that English version's not anything stupid expensive. Honestly, Kino, I have no idea. I am just now getting into Japanese. I was always one of those people that was stupid and was like, I want to be able to read the names on the cards and be able to, like, like American, Um, so I would have no idea. I would go over to Henry's Poke Corner and ask him either during a live or in his comments section. He knows more about Japanese and is more of a fan of all the boxes and stuff like that. So that's what I would suggest to you on that. I don't have any idea. I still think it could be a good buy though to buy some of that old vintage Japanese stuff. Let's see. No, the Zard from 151 is ass. It is a terrible card. The only reason people like it is because they've been told to like it. Yeah, Brandon, you're right. I don't know where Flo Flo is. I have no idea. I spent 2 hours looking through my comments, and there has never been a comment from whoever Flo Flo is. Yeah, a ton of people hate the crowns. Let's see. Mimic Brew's in the house. Everyone say hi to Mimic Brew. Yeah, I know Surging Sparks. I assume you're talking about. Are you talking about the booster boxes, Dan? Because I know Surging. Oh no, you said packs. Sorry. I know that they had Surging Sparks booster boxes in the vending machines. Um, but I don't have any vending machines near me at all. So um, that's awesome that you have them, though. I know that they've been a massive hit. And people are waiting for Destined Rivals to get pushed in there really bad. So, oh yeah, Scarlet and Violet Rainbow Borders are so much better than anything. Like not anything Sword and Shield, but like your what were they hyper rares and stuff like that. Okay, Pokey, Pablo, who is Flo Flo? I thought I saw him in your live that I was in the other day, and I went back and checked out that live, and I could not find him. So I thought he was one of your people. Yeah. I don't know if the hobby needs scalpers necessarily, but it definitely, you do need investors. Um, I just don't agree with a lot of the things they say. Not a lot of things they say, but depending on the narrative that's being pushed, I don't agree with that. But um, but yeah, and then people do like drama. for the most part. I think it's starting to wear off though, where people aren't as interested in it. I know that for me personally, it seems like my views and what you're hearing from other people, which I'm not saying I'm anything big whatsoever, that, but the views are harder to get, or people are just tired of me, whichever one. But I know there's other content creators. That's why you're seeing the people starting to do giveaways that haven't done giveaways, and making sure they say like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. It's just the interest is not there, at least short term. Yeah, I still don't know what was going on with Flo Flo. I have no idea. He was hating, and then he said he liked me, but I cannot find anything about him. I'm telling you, Inept, that's why you gotta make videos. I can't be the only bad person on this YouTube space, and you can just tell that you don't really give a shit. Yeah, and maybe people don't see that. Maybe I need to work on the way I word things. I have no idea. I know I'm a new face, and I don't get a lot of views. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's the way I talk. Maybe, because I don't normally do like bullet points or pre. I do a little bit of pre ideas, but I don't write anything down. And then I just cut it and edit it. So maybe, yeah, I know across the board, Dan, that people are, like I said, a lot of content creators are not getting the views that they want. So, but I still love all your content. I thought I pissed you off the other day when I commented about your UPC that you bought, because you were like, "You think you're better than me," and I was like, "Oh shit, here we go again." So I'm always watching you though. Like I said, I would, if I could, I'd be a mini mimic brew, bearded brew or whatever. Yeah, I think it's a multitude of things. I think that I have people that argue with me saying it's the holidays and people always lose interest around the holidays. Which, yeah, I mean, people don't have thousands of dollars extra they can spend. They got to spend it on friends and family. Um, I think scalpers are leaving. I think that some of the resellers are leaving. I think it's a mixed bag, But the real question is it going to return? Are we going to see um, a return with Ascended Heroes, or are we going to see? I personally don't think so. I think that this is a means to an end, but I could be completely wrong also, and that's okay. People think that people think that I just always think I'm right, and that's not the case. I say that I could be wrong 90% of the time. So yes, Mimic Brew is very. He's a surgeon. He'll cut you 15 different ways, and you won't even know that he's cut you. And he's got his sponsors and stuff, so he has to be a little bit more, I don't know, reeled in. But he's also been doing this for a decent amount of time. So um, I'm sure over time I will never be as good as Mimic Brew, but I'll be able to articulate things better. Hopefully, Dan is a hybrid of Danny Phantom and Opossum Bud. That's pretty accurate. That is pretty accurate. Sensei. I have heard that those UPCs are terrible. They are brutal beyond belief. I have not seen anybody pull anything good out of them. I'm pretty sure Dan Mimic Brew, he got wrecked on his in every single department possible. But he also, I don't think he paid 200. I think he said he paid like 170 or 180. I think it was 170. No, I watch all of Mimic Brew's videos too. I watch, I watch him for a multitude of reasons. I watch him because he's been supportive towards the channel. Um, and honestly, I need to learn. I need to learn. I'm always gonna grow and adapt. And so, and I like him. I like his content at least, and he seems like a cool, chill dude. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just sit there, and if I'm doing the dishes or something, I could learn something. I'll just watch it all the way through. And also, how cool is it that he comes on into the live and chats with you guys? I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I think sometimes my points are not the clearest. So that's something I need to work on. But like I said, sometimes I just see something and it makes me feel a certain way, and I just turn on the camera and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense to me. But I realize that's not how it always works. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Roxy, happy birthday to you again. Hope you had a good one. Hopefully you got to watch something that you were interested in. Congratulations, Brandon, on winning the 3K sub. Yeah, crazy. You got wrecked on yours. Like I said, everyone has, as far as I'm aware of. So, but how those promos look? Okay, nice. Just a dude. So you made your money back and some more. So that's good. I got my daughter. I have a PSA 10 for the Eevee, the Fruit Bowl Eevee. So I just sent it off. I thought it looked clean. Sent it off to PSA with a couple other cards, and it came back at 10. So she loves it. She loves the card. So we're gonna keep it. I think that I didn't know about the $2,500 GameStop power packs. Am I surprised? No. I think they'll keep going up. I know that it's a huge thing. They're making tons of money off of it, because you pull something. Most of the time, you're not going to pull anything good, and then you sell it back to them. So it's an infinite money glitch. Everybody knows that, but I know there's I can't remember his name. He's like Paper Tiger or something, but his YouTube channel really took off because he got into the pre-release for the GameStop Power Packs, and now he takes people's money and he opens up product for them and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually they do a 5,000, 10,000, whatever people are willing to spend. So even if there's one dude that spends 10 grand, like if they do a 10K power pack, if he buys a decent amount of them, they'll just keep going up. They don't care. They have GameStop has no shame. GameStop's going to do whatever they can to stay in business at this point. I'm not really sure what PSA is doing, but I think PSA could end up surprising a lot of people. I think that they're going in a lot heavier than people even know about or think about. Because a while ago, a lot of people didn't know this, but a while ago, you could go onto their PSA store where you could buy their shirts, their hats, all the stuff that people don't care about. And they have a section for sealed products. So they have some Japanese, but they had Destined Rivals and Surging Sparks and Journey Together. They had those booster boxes and they were selling them for market. And I just did a test on it, and I could buy 100 of those booster boxes for Destined Rivals if I had the money and if I wanted to do that. So there's definitely stuff going on. Okay. Yeah, I mean, keeping your stuff sealed, it's not a bad idea. Like I said, I typically keep my stuff sealed, my promos, but my daughter really liked that card, so we opened it. She played with it, and luckily she didn't damage it. So it all worked out though. But that is pretty crazy that they're doing 2,500 bucks. I'm just not surprised at this point. Yeah, I- I'm bummed too, Brandon, because it was beautiful. Um, but I'm going to buy it at the end of the end of 2026, December 31st. I will have a form of the Sunbreon, whether it's Japanese, Korean, Chinese, whatever it is. I'll have it. Yeah, GameStop is going, and yeah, GameStop's they're going for like your card shop needs. And at that point, they can manipulate the market and say, hey, this is what you're going to get and this is how much you're going to pay for it because there's nobody else you can go to. And a lot of people, they don't like to do online shopping. There's so many people that pop up in the business now that they don't have that trust there. So they'd rather just be able to get product in hand right away when they make that transaction. So I just don't think, I think that GameStop kind of shot themselves in the foot. So they can still pull it off, but it's going to take a long time. At Houston, they were paying 90-95% is what I've heard. So they weren't paying market, but they were paying pretty close. And a lot of vendors were in line to sell their slabs. Let's see. Let's see. Just a dude said the problem with GameStop. Yeah, yeah. I think that they screwed up with the $200 UPCs, and they're going to be too stubborn about it, and they're going to try to make as much money off of it as they can. Yeah, I don't know. I sent my PSA way before that, so it was not full blown crazy at that point. And I had a tag team card that was, if it would have gotten a PSA 10, it would have been 1,500 bucks. So all those cards got involved. So it was like a 7 day turnaround on mine. But I had to pay extra for that. Let's see, GameStop. Yeah, supposedly they are crazy. I don't know. There's no like super definitive answer to that, unfortunately. Yeah, no. I think Destin Rivals, like I said, we talked about this last night. You guys know. I think Destin Rivals will be at some point market for 250, but I think you'll be able to find on the Pokemon Center for MSRP. You'll just have to be fast about it. So, oh, I think GameStop's Kino. I think GameStop's figuring it out. Dan, what's the best Wizards of the Coast set? Well, I mean, a lot of people say Skyridge. I never really got to open up Skyridge. For me, just because it's the most that I really got to open at that time, it would be base set. That that's for me. But also at that point in time, like I did get to open up some, but we also had Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was very hype around that time too. So I personally like Team Rocket. So either of the Team Rockets, but I would have to go personally for me, would have to be base set. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Wizards of the Coast, that the Skyridge was the very last set that they did. That's why it's so expensive, is because it was short printed. Um, oh, crazy! You should have gone. You should have gone to the Houston thing then. Yeah, because with base set, I had the Charizard and the Blastoise and the Venusaur, but of course back then you didn't care, so we just played with them and traded them. So what's yours then? What's your favorite Wizard of the Coast, brew? Oh, you already said Fossil. Fossil, yeah, Fossil's a good one. Jungle's another good one. I mean, I tell you what, I appreciate what they tried to do with the e-readers for the games where you could swipe them. It is a very cool concept. I'm just not a huge fan of that debit card, credit card, extra area they have over on them. But there are some very nice cards from back then. Let's see. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, like I said, just a dude. I guess maybe you know more about it than I do. I know a lot of people try to like point and say 100% that GameStop gets priority. I have nothing to I have nothing to prove that. So I'm going to be very careful what I say about that. LeChalk, how are you doing? Yeah, I tell you what, for me, like gym heroes and challengers, like I'm just not like I have never been a big trainer person. And then now with even until now, until with Mega, and then now with Mega, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm 30 now, but I actually appreciate what they're doing with the trainers, at least some of the trainer SIRs um, in the Mega Block. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Yeah. So say I don't know. Maybe you just got unlucky. I know most people they send through GameStop and they've done videos of like they've sent them through GameStop to make videos about it, and they'll send it the same exact day. So from GameStop to the PSA or themselves to PSA, and the turnaround times are completely different. Like GameStop is so much quicker. I don't I don't want to enter into other content creators giveaways. It's just weird, you know. I don't know. Okay, it's not weird. That's my opinion. Is that it's weird, you know. So I figured it's for other people to do it, other normal people that aren't content creators. You know, I don't know. I know you didn't. I'm sure you didn't enter into it. It's literally on your desk 3 feet away. Oh, I'm so confused. Are you doing the giveaway? Yeah, crazy. You are a big Aerodactyl fan. I don't, I know that you showed it during your lives, but you should like make a video about it. Just going over your collection. People love to see stuff like that. Well, that's nice of you, Dan. You guys know each other like outside of YouTube, or how did that all work out? Yeah, and App tries to give away his collection to everybody. You should take it. I'll tell you what, Lechonk, what I like, Lechonkamania. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I actually told Lechonk that I left in his comments that I really liked his intro video that he does for all of his videos. The Lechonk, Lechonk. I, I think it's really good. I don't know if you made that for him or not, but I have not gone back into. Um, I've not gone deep enough into Mimic Brews backlogs yet. Which lately you've been putting out like what 3 videos a week because you always do the hottest cards of the week, which I haven't seen that one yet. And then you did 2 other ones this week, I think, and the week before. Nobody wanted your Grayfill hat Pikachu. You probably have. How many of those do you have? Inept. Who are you asking, Roxy? Because you got a couple big dogs in here. You got Inept. You got Ludwig. You got Dan. Okay. Maybe you have. Maybe I just caught it off week. I thought that when you first showed up in the live, you were doing like 2 videos a week, and then I thought you were doing 3. But you know better than I do. Um, if I had to choose one, I would go with Cosmic Eclipse. I also do like Unified Minds. Like I said, I do like Mew. I like Mewtwo. I'm not a huge Mewtwo fan, but I would go Cosmic Eclipse. Yeah, I mean, look what tag team's doing right now, though. You know what I'm saying? So I think the way that it's going, you can't really go wrong with any of them. But I think honestly, I feel like majority of people would probably put Unified last out of the other two. But like I know, I think Dan's a huge fan of Destin Rivals. Um, I'm not a huge fan of Destin Rivals. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's different. Yeah, there's a ton of cards. Stamp mall trace looks so good. To be honest, are you talking about from the new UPC? Did you get one? Yes, but no. Okay. So did you just get the mall trace then? Is that what you're saying? Because that's what I want to do. But I'm not paying $80 for that card right now. There's no way. Mega tag teams. That's a solid idea. People would lose their shit though. We'd be in a bull run for the next 2 years after that thing. People would get definitely shot and killed over that. A lot of things crazy. I feel like are dropping right now, dropping or staying stagnant. There's not really from what I keep an eye on that's going up. So I just think that things could drop more. So yeah, and if you're a big fan of those spirit links right now, trainer galleries are staying strong. You would know that, bro. You like you said. So are there some trainer galleries in the hottest cards of the week? I guess I'll have to watch it later and find out. Dude, people don't like Mega. I was watching Poke Pablo's or Professor P or whatever his channel's called, and he was making, "What's up, Thomas? How are you? Yeah, you made it yesterday too." I was watching his video, and he was saying how people don't like modern. Like they only like it because it has value, and it's true. It's true. Like if we didn't have all the craziness that we had, Mega would be Mega. I mean, people didn't really care about it during X and Y. Um, so what's so different now? I think that if you look, if we were in a different situation, if we were in a bear market, I think it would just be blah. You know, like there'd be some cool cards because there's always cool cards. You know, but I don't think it would be anything like it is right now. And it's really, to be honest, it's getting a lot better. So it's a pretty silly statement. How's I get well, but you got grown men. I know that I do. I have grown men in my comment section that are saying how amazing these new sets are going to be. So I don't know. I mean, yes, there are obviously people that do like modern sets, do like the new sets coming out. Like I said, when I first saw the even the IRs, but especially like the mega attack rares, which I thought that I wasn't gonna like, that I was excited. Um I was excited for it. And then like the next day I was like, like yes, there's some good SIRs. The mega attack rares I actually like more than what I thought I would, but it's not crazy. Yeah, but they're fist fighting over what's in there right now at Costco. Not prismatic, but it was like 151 prismatic. It's about to be the Charizard UPC. I, s- I I heard they're supposed to have the SPCs for prismatic, If they do, that's going to be absolutely nuts. You know, I think, yeah, like they are fist fighting at Costco for this product, but it's not just, you know, temporal forces at this point. It's the sets that have been deemed as the best sets that you could possibly get your hands on. And so with that, there's obviously money to be made and money to be involved in that. So, you know, like I think if you stuck Scarlet and Violet base set booster boxes, a 2 pack, if you stuck that in Costco's, I don't think people are going to be fighting for it. There's going to be people there for sure, but I don't think people are going to be fighting for that. Just a dude. You love modern. Modern is what you dreamed of as the first gen kid. So you just wish that Gen 1 was way better than what it was. That is a fair argument, bro. That 80% of the hobby, it's probably more than that. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's more than that. 80% seems fair. That they like modern. Like a lot of people don't like vintage and stuff like that. Also, because vintage is, in my opinion, very expensive to get your hands on now. It wasn't always that way. Um, I think it's like the super ultra modern, ultra modern. Yeah, DJ. When I was a kid, we would go to Sports Academy, or yeah, I think Sports Academy, and they had them next to the baseball cards in the glass display. And my dad would be like, "Yeah, you can get 1 pack," or my grandparents would come down, and you go to Toys R Us and you get one, you get 1 pack or 2 packs or something like that. So I definitely, it's a completely different world nowadays. And also, you didn't care about, um, you really didn't care about what you got. You just, if it was shiny, I mean, you did care, right? But like, it's not like you got a Charizard and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so fucking rich. It was more of, oh, this is cool. It's a hollow. Where now everybody, and I'm guilty of it. You get a hollow and you're just like, yay, a hollow. So it's definitely a completely different world. Let's see. Inept, you really like the gold cards? I can't tell if you're being facetious or not. Mimic Brew, scalpers are necessary. I guess so. If you feel that way, I don't think scalpers are necessary. I'm not really sure where you're going at with that question though. Yeah, I've actually, my wife's dad and his wife, they have apparently a bunch of um, old like base set, Team Rocket, um, Jungle Fossil, from not sealed, obviously. Yes, I know I'm on a 3 minute comment delay. Um, Anyways, they have a bunch of old cards that have been apparently kept in really good condition, and I'm dying to get my hands on them just to look at them and see what they have and see if they have any value in them. Let's see. I guess I'll try to get caught up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna get caught up. Normally, we don't have this many people talking. So, what's up, Blood? Yeah, we were talking about Costco, and I was just saying how if there was like a base set, people, I don't think people would be fighting for it. So Brandon, I'm sorry. I just decided to restart, so I'm not sure what you mean by you're excited to see what they have. Yeah, I know. I appreciate all you guys showing up, especially because most of you guys show up every single day. So yeah, or it's going to be the Charizard UPC or Prismatic UPC if that happens. Oh yeah, no. We're gonna start that. We're gonna start all that for sure. You guys know how I feel about my daughter. So, what's my opinion on Team Rocket Joey? I think I'm very proud of Team Rocket Joey. I We'll see how long it lasts. Um, he's doing like I made a video, not about him, but mentioned him in the video talking about how he left a comment about giveaways and how it's fake and it's for fake viewers. And now he's doing giveaways, and I do find it quite funny that he's doing that now. But now he's back to MSRP and trying to be helpful. So I don't know. I don't like I said in other videos. I don't think that he is personally a bad person. I just think maybe money got the best of him. But he is also a dude in a costume that likes wrestling and wanted to be a wrestler his whole life. So, unfortunately, you have people that flip flop, flip, and uh, so just a dude that okay, the question that you have is wrong because everybody says that when Generations in the 25th first was available, that everybody wanted it. I think that people are overhyping the 30th anniversary. I don't think it'll be as great and as people are acting like it's going to be. And I think that at first it will be more challenging to get your hands on, but very quickly people will get bored of it and move on. So yes and no. Like yeah, pretty much. I think it would be just like generations and celebrations. Okay, yeah, Brandon. I don't keep up with Team Rocket Joey every day. So I know that he was making fun of Ascended Heroes when all the reveals happened, but I don't watch his videos every single day or go to his lives. But more than likely, he was probably rage baiting. Yeah, yeah, Kino. He definitely plays both sides, and the perfect thing is that a lot of people that support him, they don't really care. Like they just find him entertaining. He makes content daily. He's got an army, or as he calls it, a beehive of little Team Rocket Joey fans, and so you can't go wrong with that. He has made a great supporting group of people for him. Yes, Team Rocket Joey. He's a very confusing character because I and I said this to him before Dan did, but I said and it was in a comment. I said I feel like you tried to be a really good person at first, and then just this whole YouTube sphere just kind of made you say fuck it all. Um, But he does have good takes. He just had that really poor take with Destin Rivals, in my opinion. In my opinion. But you know what he would say right now is that we have 16 people in this live, which of course he does hundreds of people, um, and we're all talking about him. Every single comment is um, talking about him. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, really, Pokemon has two ways of doing it. They can either do an absolutely banger job where they go back from the start and turn all of these fan favorite, hollows, through all the different generations. And they remake the cards and turn them into IRs, SARs, which is very unlikely. Or they kind of do something like they've done with Generations 25th anniversary. That's that, and I know that's like a no duh kind of play, but that's how I see it. Yeah, DJ, that's the biggest problem is people like he's a cosplayer, Team Rocket person. You should never listen to anything he says, but then he's like, listen to me, guys. I will say if you want to get to understand what he's saying better, go do his lives. I feel like that's the most authentic version you're gonna get of him is during his live streams where he's still putting on an act, but he's not completely putting on that act. But that's a super valid point that you made about that. Are you talking about when you were in the comments, Brew, when you had 400, or when you guys actually did a live a while ago back? Well, Team Rocket Joey is going to be a character, so do with that information as you see fit. Well, I mean, Brandon, you're seeing people compare Ascended Heroes to um, to Crown Zenith, so there's always going to be people that are going to compare different things. So I don't know. I don't think Ascended Heroes is Fusion Strike. That is fair to say, inept. But here's the thing: is my video where I got mad at him and Plumber and Mitch. I was frustrated because he was telling people to not be buying at 250, 300 for Destin Rivals, and then he turns around and buys at 400. So am I? What did you say? I'm huffing keyboard cleaner. Yeah, I don't know what is going on with Kyra's channel. Her channel is absolutely nuts. I think honestly, it's because she's a girl. No offense if there's any girls in here, but I think there are people who make just as well videos, if not better. And this is no hate towards her at all. Um, it just doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, that's the only thing I don't agree with is like there's a ton of people who say, well, you should never take advice from anybody that's on the internet. And if you do, you're a dumbass. And it's like, we all know, even if you're not on the internet, like if you're just watching, people go to YouTube to learn stuff. Like I know if I've got something broken, like my dishwasher, I'm going to go to YouTube and watch somebody who knows what they're doing on how to fix my dishwasher. So, but you're never going to win that battle. So that was my point behind it. But I don't know. Yeah, Thomas, I agree. I think she is a plant because it seems like no matter what she puts out, it is just she can't do anything wrong. It's her views are unfreaking believable. Yeah, I will agree with that comment, Brew, about she's way better at editing. I actually had somebody say yesterday that they think that she hires someone to edit her videos now. I don't know which one it is, but she says it's all on her phone, and I said, there is a chance that because she doesn't post, like she'll do like 11 days ago, then 2 days, then 3 days. Sometimes she takes things off, like takes like a week off, so maybe she has more time to edit those videos. But I've had people say that, so yeah, she's way better at editing than me. I'm not comparing myself to her at all. It's good. It ain't that good. Yeah, it's. I mean, like you said, Dan. Obviously, I don't think that this you would. It just isn't boring. Most PokeTubers are boring. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I personally don't find her that um, entertaining. I could definitely see her being a comedian because she does laugh at a lot of things she says. I just think that you got a lot. You got a lot of people that like her because she's real, but also I think it's because she's a girl. So I don't know. What, you don't think that's because she's a girl, Brandon? But like so me personally, I like your content better than I like her content. Um, and she's got like I think 27,000 subscribers. And I know I can't remember how many you have off the top of my head, but I know like yeah, like I think a lot of it has to do with she's a girl, and she's not like ugly. She just checks the major boxes. I think that if Mimic Brew made a video and did a voice changer, or not a video, he made a channel and did a voice changer and put a wig on, I think that his channel could be bigger than hers. I don't think she was a player or anything. I think she's been in the hobby, since it first started, and she went after Leonhardt really hard, and I think that was for how small her channel was, and taking the time to find the girl and do a video with the girl and talk to the girl about her experience, and like I think that was like people were like, oh shit. Oh, Leonard's absolutely a goober. He is. But she made, super small channel, super well done video, two videos that she made about him, didn't hold back, nothing. So I think she got a lot of prop with it, or kudos, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, she definitely tries. I mean, she does her skits, which I think you're a big fan of. I know you are because you've done skits in the past. You talked about Opossum Bud doing skits. Um, so she definitely does try though. She goes to Walmart's, Game Stops, and you know she tries for sure. Yes, she is anti-hype and against shilling and against people paying for MSRP for most people. Yeah, just dude, that could have been it. I mean, I saw her Nostalgianomics video. I think the Lean Heart one. I think it's got more views on it, and that's where I found. That's where I first heard of her. Was the Lean Heart one. Yeah, no, people, like I said, when people say like they're not responsible, if they're not giving financial advice, like yes, you may not be, but if you say a set's really good, or you're putting your money in as a YouTube content creator with 10, 15, 20,000 plus subscribers, people are going to listen to you. And you should know that. That shouldn't be surprising, at least in my opinion. And but I learned accountability means nothing on the internet. So no, yeah, I'm a big, big, big fan of Mimic Brew. Kevin, it is a little chilly out here, but I'll be okay. I appreciate it. Don't get too cold. Grab a blanket or something. Yeah, this whole YouTube content space is quite weird. You know, when I first started making videos, I didn't really think that so many people were talk to each other on a daily basis. So to hear that Mimic Brew talks to Joey, even though I know that, is still a little surprising. But Mimic Brew is just a good guy. Everybody give it up for Mimic Brew. He's just a good guy. He even gives Joey a little couple dineros to help with the giveaways. So Joey said he's about to show up. I haven't seen Joey in anything since I I waved the white flag. What's up, Joey? How are you, man? Yeah, see, it feels good, doesn't it? It had to have been exhausting to be so hated all the time, right? Nah, DJ. I lived in Maine for a year, so nothing's cold to me anymore. When it's Halloween and there's 5 feet of snow on the ground, doesn't matter. Yeah, the thing with Jake though is he actually said in his podcast with Robo Skills that he was going to do that, and he chuckled about it like it was something funny. He's like, I'm just going to do it as an experiment and see how many people actually believe me. Everybody say hi to Team Rocket Joey, unless he just bounced. He tends to do that at times with, like I know Henry says he'll bounce and donate. So crazy. Be a little careful. Don't vacuum seal it too tight. What did you say, inept, in Minecraft? Yeah, Kino, I know you're a fan of Team Rocket Joey. I see you in his comments whenever I pop in. Yeah, well, Kevin, I guess I'm crazy because I hated on Team Rocket Joey for a little bit. So, what, Lorcana, is he still doing that? About to have $20 memberships. Hey, man, it's tough times right now. Don't you know that? Oh, Joey, did that person ever claim that 151 box? Yeah, blood. Try that. Try it out. It may work for you. It may not. No, inept. I know. He has that Joey McScrooge um, channel because I derailed one night. I was working midnights and I made a video attacking ICE PCSD and then made a comment about Team Rocket Joey's Lorcana channel. So I'm very aware of his Lorcana channel. Like I said, Team Rocket Joey's fan base is absolutely nuts. I think that that man could do no wrong. You guys would still support him, which is great. Which is great. I've always said that. I wish. I'll say this again. I wish that we got Team Rocket Joey. I wish that we had the Joey McScrooge for the Pokemon community. I know that Lorcana is more friendly and less hateful towards each other, but it does. It makes me chuckle. Anytime I'm having a bad day, I just go and I go to Joey McScrooge, and it just makes me happy. I want you to know that, Joey. I appreciate the difference that you can do. It is true. It's an art. Yeah, there are people make good content for sure. I don't know what people think about my content, but I try to come up with stuff I find somewhat entertaining. That's madness. That's madness. I wonder how many people are paying $20 for his membership. Honestly, I'm surprised he has a dollar memberships. But it is the season of giving, so No, inept. Yeah, Joey, why don't you go make a 69 tier? Because inept, he'll give you his money. I don't know if you've seen his channel or not, but he's got money burning holes in his pockets. So tell him what to buy in the next video, and he'll sign up for your 69 tier. Yeah, but Mimic Brew, you already donate to Joey, so he should honestly he should give you a free membership. You have a dollar membership to YouTube. And if you're a fucking madman, Kevin, that's a very good point. It is, and he is an exhausting human being to go against because what he in another life he was a wrestler, a professional wrestler. Mimic Brew is your number one donator. That can't be right. Yeah, Rudy was the one who came up with that. Yeah, folks is in Rudy, not Nostalgianomics. Which we'll see. Like I said, Rudy came out and he said that next year Q1 we're gonna go back into the bull run. So I don't know. I don't agree. I don't think so. But he apparently is not wrong very much. And look what happened when he said we were gonna hit a slowdown in the market. Oh, he just DJ said folks, and um, I was just saying not him, that Rudy, but Nostalgianomics says folks because of Rudy, because he wants to be like Rudy. Hey, but Nostalgianomics is a good guy now. Okay, he's a good guy. He told his community to wait, don't buy when the sets first come out. Wait and give it time. You should know that, Blood, um, as much as you. I mean, I've seen you in Nostalgianomics comments before. I think you're a member too. No, none of these people are dumb. All of these people, obviously, that have thousands and tens of thousands of subscribers. They're very smart at what they do. Every single one of them. Let's see. I don't know. I think that we could very much be in a market tank. I don't know. I don't know how much Rudy really has to play into it. Like I said, it's very. I find it very weird how he came out with that video and said, you know, the market's going to slow down. He really had nothing to prove that I'm aware of. And then the next day, people are saying the market slows down. You're seeing graphs where the market is slowing down. It's like whatever that man says happens for whatever reason. So that's the only thing that's got me concerned is that because he says we're going to go back up, people are going to be like, okay, it's Q1. Rudy says it's time to go back up. We're going to go back up. I don't think that by the end of 2026, though, I don't think we're going to be. Um, I think that MSRP will definitely be hitting, except for on Joey's beautiful Dustin Rivals boxes. Yeah, but here the thing with that Kino is there's a ton of people that are leaving the hobby too. So I believe it. I mean, if you, I was watching, um, I was watching one of DJ's videos, and he was talking about how he watches Rudy, and a lot of people do. You know, Nostalgianomics. He wants to be just like Rudy. That's why he says "folks" at the beginning of every video, just like Rudy does. I'm just waiting for him one day to start coming from behind the camera after he says "folks." So Rudy definitely he has a grip on things, whether he has any influence or any insight. The only thing is, and we talked about this last night, is he came out that video talking about Magic and how Magic is pretty much going into the bear market now. Uh, and there's so much of the reprints that are going to start hitting coming up soon. Well, the, that they're come you know Magic and Pokemon share Millennium Printing Group. They're both a part of it. So it's almost like if Magic is catching up, then that's going to free up space for Pokemon, and Pokemon should also be catching up. So that's why when I look at it, I think that there is a very strong argument towards reprints hitting sometime in Q1. But we'll have to wait and see. We don't know what at the end of the day, nobody knows what Pokemon's going to do. This could be the first time in 30 years that they say fuck it, we're just going to do collection boxes or booster bundles or whatever. No. Pokey and he crazy. He completely gave up on his channel. He said there was going to be a part 2 to the whole rattle thing, and he just completely said fuck it. Yeah, I agree. I've seen people going to One Piece. I know Henry's going to One Piece. Well, not going to One Piece, but he's starting to dabble into One Piece more. I watched a video where some guy sold like 500. He sold his whole collection of baseball, basketball, football cards to go into One Piece. Gundam's fucking dead. You don't have to worry about Gundam. And also, Rudy talked about One Piece in his most recent video. So I wouldn't be surprised to see One Piece take the throne for a little bit. That's what we need. We need Team Rocket Joey to start pushing One Piece. every day. Start picking up boxes and make videos about One Piece. But keep it on your Pokemon channel. That would be fantastic. Yeah, nostalgia. The only reason I knew about Gundam, Brandon, was Nostalgianomics was selling it on his rip and ship. It. I don't think people care about it at all. Coin collecting, no, no. Lechonk, pickleball, autographs will never take over. You should be one brew. I like that much better. Talk about 3 hours of daily One Piece. Do it. Do it. I understand that Pokey's had a hard year. I also understand very much that he's bipolar, depressed. He's got all those, mental illnesses. I've got some of those too, but he's just he's a very crazy individual, is what he is. And and he talks about money way too much. He's very self centered. I don't know much, enough about vapor self to know if you're being serious or not. Yes, blood. You should go invest in pennies. Vapor self is greater than Team Rocket Joey. My regular ass prismatic ETBs are going to get me rich. I don't know, man. You've got people pushing that real hard. You, you've got people pushing prismatic ETBs, talking about them like taking off. So all I know is I'm looking forward to picking them up at Sam's Club for $50 here in a week or two. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I know that he have the kid situation happen this year. Is that what happened too, or was that the previous year? You're getting the Glory Team Rocket boxes every day. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna start getting Japanese singles, and I'm probably gonna start trying to pick up here and there um, some Japanese product just to be able to open honestly. So Thomas, have a good one, man. Have a great rest of your weekend, and appreciate your support. Means a lot. No, I'm not paying 120 for Mega Dream boxes right now. No, but I'm hoping to be able. I'm hoping that they drop before we get all this Mega or Ascended Heroes product. Yeah, so um, I am getting Japanese cards because I was of that standpoint where I can't read them in American. So now, like the Sharpedos, $25. There's some cards from Mega Dream that I want to get that are 20, $25. So it just makes sense for me to do that right now instead of paying. overinflated prices for cards that are English. So, and eventually I'll pick them up in English when they drop down in price. But right now, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. 40 box for 120. I don't know. Do you think Japanese will ever get to that point again though? At $40 a box? No, it's not that big. This is a tiny one. But my lighter's dead. I hope so. That would be great. I'm just ready for all of this to drop at this point. No, no, this is a new cigar. I already finished the other one. There's nothing behind me. Yeah. Well, if you guys want, you guys can get a case of Dream EX for 2,500 bucks from Pokini. How much longer will Pokemon last as a company? Figure well, as long as they figure their shit out, which I think they will. Kino, have a good one. Appreciate you. Appreciate you joining the channel. Um, I think we have 30 more years. It's just going to depend on what happens. Do we go into VR or meme coins, or there's so many variables. I'm just looking for the next 14 years. That's all I care about. It's 14 years. My kids all get grown up, or they turn 18. I can They can sell their product, or I can sell it for them, or they can hold on to it, and then at that point, that's all that matters. I'm just trying to set them up for a good future. Is all. No, the white turkey's not back there. I had to put her up tonight. No, I don't know who Suge Nasty is. Inept. I'll sell it to you. Yeah, no problem. Am I a scalper? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, she was supposed to be a girl. No, she's supposed to be a guy. So we called her Adam, but now she's a girl. So her name's still Adam. I could definitely see that in 30 years. They're, the physical cards are not a thing anymore for sure. But then the question is, are they going to be valuable? So, there's the people that have all these crazy collections right now. They're in a really good position to be able to jump real quick. Yeah, but I don't think you can be a scalper if you hold on to product for a long time. I think the definition of a scalper is somebody who buys product and then instantly turns it around for double or whatever. No, you don't think that. You got to think if they can make shitty games, and people buy them up like crazy, and they just keep doing better and better each and every time. Why would they stop? Yeah. Okay, okay, guys, it's a good run. Mimic Brew, sell Joey all your shit, even though even though it's ending, he wants it all. My top five Pokemon. I like I said yesterday. I like Typhlosion. I like Feraligatr. I like Cyndaquil. I'm not a fan of what they did to the new Feraligatr, but I still do like Feraligatr. I like Aggron. What would be my last one? I don't know. The fifth one would be hard. The fifth one would be hard because I was a big fan of Mewtwo, but like I'm not a huge fan of Mewtwo anymore. So the fifth one I would have to think about a little bit more. Those waifu Nikki cards, people like those. What's up, Charles? How are you? Rampy? What is your favorite Pokemon Team Rocket Joey? You don't like Fampy? Okay. And it up and up what do you just think I like Shug Nasty's channel? I thought you would have picked like a Team Rocket Pokemon. Okay. I'll have to check it out. Like most of the time I'm watching Plumber, or I'll drop in to see what Mitch is talking about that day, whether he's gonna shill up the cards and say how awesome they are, or whatever his opinions are. I'll drop in on Team Rocket Joe every now and then. Still check up on Henry. So and then Cardinal, Stoutonomics, all those people. Okay. I'll have to I'll have to check out Shug Nasty. Yeah, see, I thought Meowth would have been Joey's favorite. Bro, this might be a dumb question, but is Mimikyu your favorite Pokemon, I mean, I guess it has to be more. So I'm sure it's probably a dumb question because I know you wear that hat, whatever it is that you have. No. Oh, the best Scarlet and Violet era chase. Well, it's not Scarlet and Violet, but you know that. That Mewtwo is fucking ugly. That is a terrible Mewtwo. It's a onesie. Okay. Well, I'll have to watch his video where he has it on. I watched it one time where he did like What, Thriller Dance or something like that. I didn't know it was a onesie though. I can't stand all the Rotom cards. I don't know who's a fan in Pokemon that likes Rotom, but of course, what do we get? Phantasmal Flames. We have a Rotom SIR, and then now we have that fan Rotom. It's just like every single set they have to put a Rotom in. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, that's why I was confused when when everyone was saying it was a onesie, and that's fine. That's that's fine if Danny Phantom likes Rotom. It's just I don't care for that Pokemon. I don't care for it being in every single set that we're getting. I'm just over it. Danny's just he. You know what? Danny is a child. He's a man child, is what he is. He's a great person, and he cares about the community a lot. But he's a man child. Rotom is trash. But honestly, I think I would rather have the Phantasmal Flames Rotom than have the Ascended Heroes Mewtwo. Yeah, DJ. Yeah, I would agree with that. But do you consider Shining Legends modern, or are we talking about ultra modern? Okay. Well, I mean, I think Shining Legends Mewtwo is beats all of them in my opinion. Drop it in the tub. Yeah, I think I know some people are saying that we might get a new evolution with Gen 10. People go crazy over. I love Mewtwo. I was an idiot for selling it. You like Timmy Rotom? I think you just like using the word Timmy. Timmy or Tammy, but only when you're talking to Kyra. Supposedly a dragon type evolution. I don't know. It doesn't matter. People love their evolutions at this point, and they do very well. So they could make a fart evolution, and it would do well. Flying type. What do you say? Dragon. Yeah, dragon flying. Rock type. I could go for a rock type. Just a big boulder with ears. That'd be cool. Mimic Brew, I love you also. Please don't cancel me. Poking Notify confirmed. What did you, I saw your thumbnail for that, but I was interested. I just didn't click on it. So I guess I'll check it out after this. The Timmy Crusher. He does like talking about Timmy's a lot. They made a Deathspan Pokemon. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Gen 10. It sounds cool if it's that. What is it supposed to be like? Wind and sea, or it's sea and sky, something like that. They did make an ice cream cone Pokemon, which I think Mimic Brews. He really likes that card Black, was it white? Is it white flare? I think it's white flare. Wind and wave. Yeah, that it sounds cool. Like I can imagine them doing some really cool Pokemon, or starting Pokemon, just Pokemon in general with that. Or they can make yes, Vanillix, yeah. Or they could make something really stupid. But I don't know. It'd be interesting because I feel like they've done every single creature possible. I think Black Ball and White Flare, and I know that Cardinal Gaming, he made a video talking about it. But I think Black Ball and White Flare will do. I think it's a sleeper. I think he'll do good. Bring it back to battle styles. I'm all for it. Like I said, if we make it through 2026 with still pretty good hype going on, I'm ready for them to crash and burn it. Yeah, I've it'll just depend. Joey, I think we'll get some good sales, but for Black Friday, I think it'll just depend because I don't know if you saw Cardinal Gaming's, but he was like, if they go to reprint it, it is challenging because it's two separate BTBs, two separate booster bundles. So I could see it being one of those sets that maybe doesn't get like a ton of reprint compared to your other sets. But I don't think you're a big fan of Black Bolt and White Flare. At least that's what you say. I never know. Like somebody said they couldn't take you serious, and they never know when you're trying to be helpful or not. I told them to go check out your lives because I've been in there a couple times, and you seem to be more straightforward. Yeah, I'm glad 151 was not what Black Bolt and White Flare is, and the BWRs are way better than the gold cards. Volcarona has. Yeah, I saw that you commented. I think it was on his video that he made where you said that he should check out the pops of them. So I understand why some of those cards are priced at what they are, especially with all the different IRs. It is hard to pull a specific IR, and I feel like there isn't a ton of it available. I could be completely wrong with that opinion, but I just feel like there's not a lot of it. Like there is a lot of it. People have it, but there wasn't a bunch of buying opportunities to get it at a reasonable price. Battle Styles is bad. I know, I know, bro. You have been a big black and white fan since I'm sure probably before the set even came out, but especially when the set came out. So, but people they got to come up and they got to be like, I just thought about this, and they probably didn't. Maybe he saw your channel. I have no idea. You would know if you've ever seen him in there. I stopped watching it. Was never a phase because it's the same shit every single day. He's looking at markets and he just changes the thumbnail every day. It's very boring. No, I'm a big fan of Mimic Brew. What are you talking about, Brandon? You facepalm every thumbnail. Joey, have your views been? Because we talked about Kyra earlier, and then Dan said he was getting like 10. What was it, Dan? 10K views, and now you're getting 6K. I know Joey. What's it like 3 to 5 depending on the video? So I don't know if you've seen any difference in your views. Yeah, I think that it was never a phase. I think that he is um I don't know, some people say he was a sports collector first. So um a lot of people think he just hopped onto it, the Pokemon train when Pokemon started taking off. So it'll be interesting to see what what he does. I think it would be foolish for him to give up even if he doesn't care about Pokemon at all. I think it'd be foolish for him to give up. It will be obviously hard for him when things do slow down because people aren't going to really necessarily care about the market as much. So he will definitely have to be making other content, but he should have the money from ads to be able to do like openings and stuff that, most people did back couple like a year or two ago. So, um I don't know. I watched a couple of his lives, and he seems very interesting. Everybody goes, not everybody. Sorry, blood. That was poor choice for me. A lot of people are going live now for Pokemon Center drops that have the ability to do so because it's easy. It's easy money. Like, I would love to be able to do that too. You sit there, and we all a lot of people get information from the same resources, whether it's Poke Notify or Rattle's Discord or a different Discord group. You're all getting the same information. So it's you sit there, you're like, oh, this is what we're doing. And like, I'm gonna say this without hating on Mitch. So hopefully nobody takes it and misconstrues it. But whenever the ascending heroes with all the tricks that people were having issues with to get ascended heroes when it wasn't loading up and you had to put the link in, the hyperlink in, and then refresh, that was all provided on a Discord group. So, and it's a free Discord group, like anybody can do it. So I think it's easy money. And honestly, if you have the opportunity to do it, if you have a job where you can do it, I think it's if you're not doing it, you're an idiot. Xavier, I'm not in Bitcoin, so I don't know jack shit about Bitcoin. Yeah, I think this UPC is going to crash. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was never a phase. It's not my type of content that I want to consume. When I was bouncing around to all the different YouTube channels for a while and was thinking about like graded plays and stuff like that, I definitely gravitated towards his channel because he would talk about all the good cards, and talk to you about the market. So it's definitely helpful. But I think at some point it just becomes repetitive, and I don't think that you necessarily need that information every single day. But he is doing extremely well. Um, when I first started watching him, he was like at 5,000 subscribers, and I know he was talking last time I watched his videos. He was talking about 20,000 for the 20,000 giveaway, and I think I dropped in or he popped up as recommended, and he was I think he's 25 or something like that. So he's killing it. Yeah, I don't, Kevin. I don't. For me personally, I'm just gonna. What I'm doing is I'm buying every single set, at least one booster box, two if I can, for MSRP, and that way I don't have to worry about set picking. But if you feel confident enough in either the content creator that you watch or in your own ability because you of how long you've been around, I think it could be a great play where you're not just wasting your money on every single set. I just think if you have every set, you don't have to necessarily worry about it. At least for me, where I'm at right now. Yes, Brew. Very good point, and I do neither of those. So, and it's okay. I'm in no rush. I am in no rush at all. Damn inept. Why are you jumping up his shit? He didn't go after Kyra. See, crazy. You said it. All right, Brew. Appreciate you stopping in, man. Have a good one. Yeah. Like I said, inept. I'm very excited for you to start making videos. See, if you're not reselling, you don't need to know markets every day. Okay, I see what you're saying now, crazy. That makes sense. Yeah, because you could only be caring about a certain card or a certain set, and if they're making that content, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But at the end of the day, they can't cover the people that decide to do that kind of content. They can't cover just the hype stuff all the time. They can't go, oh, the bubble view went up 0.5% today. So I get it. That's a good point, though. That's why I don't want to do that kind of. I just don't want to. I don't want to do that. So I like the bubble meal. I like the bubble meal a lot. I wish I had it. Yeah, there's people that hyper chill, but it's all good. They'll learn one way or another. Yeah, a little bit. It's raining a little bit. It's all good though. I still got a little bit of my cigar left. So well, there you guys go. I hope you enjoyed. You got a little bit of Team Rocket Joey in there and Mood Brew. So I heard though that the reprinted packs, um, the pull rates are rougher on those. But I'm sure, yes, if you have 400, 500 packs, I'm sure that you have you probably have a couple bubble news. Yeah, no, crazy. I watch your content. I do. So you don't do the market watches every single day. Um, I just don't think you need to. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean then pull rate should be pretty good. Yeah, and oh, is blood leaving? Oh, I guess he is leaving. All right, later, blood. Have a good one. Yeah, um, yeah, and if yeah, I'm just gonna say it one more time. You got to make some videos, man. You have you have a crazy collection. People love seeing money. So you could make if you could make a video where you're just pricing everything and it just keeps going up and up and up. Yeah, people would love that stuff. Yeah, yeah. Imagine my collection is worth like 300. It's not. It's not $300, and you know that. I would love to see Brandon's collection. I think that that'd be super cool. But you, on the other hand, you're a mad person. No, blood, you're good. If you're bored or whatever, you just go, man. Don't worry about it. So hope you have a if you got work tomorrow. Hope you have a good day, and thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Most valuable card, and you don't know. Yeah, I would wonder what your most valuable card is. It's probably underneath your mountain of cardboard that you have in the corner. I use collector. I I know people use the shiny that are sponsored by shiny and stuff like that. So, but you can even use if you wanted to, you could use TCG player too. I don't think Team Rocket Joey's in here anymore, Brandon. Yeah. Xavier, I am down $700, but I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that. That means that we are going in the right direction, whether that's short term or long term. Oh, is your collector on the rise? What is the oldest box you have, Brandon? Yeah, I stopped looking at my collector. I haven't looked at it for. I looked at it the other day, but before that, it was a couple weeks before I took a look at it. I don't like that's the thing. People think I care. Like I care about product being at MSRP. I care about cards not being three times what they should be. Like like the Gengar. The Gengar when it comes out is probably going to be a I don't know, maybe out the gate. Let's say a $700 card. Like it should be it should be let's say a $200 card and drop down to 150 125 something like that. So like my whole thing is MSRP. I just don't want people to get chilled into it, or I don't like people's takes, or whatever the case may be. So obviously, in the long term, I want what I put my money into to go up, but right now it needs to go down so it can get better. My opinion. Yeah, I saw that video. I saw that video where you were showing some of your older cards and stuff on your collector app, where that those were actually going up. That's crazy. Yeah, Brandon, you. What is your plan when you is your plan to sell this at some point? Yeah, DJ, I don't know if you're talking to an apt, but every everybody I know, a lot of people that I guess give time to nostalgianomics. Um, they all say that he's a very he's a good person. He cares about his community. So I'm glad that he treated you well. I know Brandon, which is Ludwig Pig. Um, he's met other content creators and they have not treated him very well. He's also supported other content creators and they've not treated him well. So the biggest thing is if you are a fan of somebody and you meet them in real life, if you have that opportunity, um, how they treat you as a human being is what should be most important, regardless of what anybody thinks about them. You pulled a gold Lucario, it got a 10, almost 4K, and now it looks to be a $700 card. That can't be right. You talking about from Mega? 700 and a PSA 10? I'm just mind blown if that's the case. Like I said, soon, guys. I apologize. What we may do is if I can still keep up with the Fridays. Okay, so it's going below 900. Okay. Well, you should have sold at the all time high. If I always tell these guys if I get a gold card, I will instantly go and I will get it graded and sell it for something else or do a giveaway. Nobody care. Nobody. We're going to get to a point that nobody is going to care about these gold cards. They're going to be just like any other gold card for the most part. For the most part, in my opinion. Yeah, and how much are those gold cards the OGs going for? They're like they're like what, $200? Isn't that what they are? People don't like they don't like gold cards. It doesn't matter if you what you do to them. They don't like them. It's a gimmick right now. So, but you have to decide what you want to do with it. You know, just like I like the Sharpedo from Phantasmal Flames. Most people don't like that card. That's fine. I like that card. So yeah, crazy. That's sure. Yeah, I mean, shit. For all you guys know, I could be a completely different person off camera. You have no idea. Yeah. Okay. Those are good. Those are good. But even still, those are what? Like the Giratina's $300. Isn't that what it's going for right now? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, they're like 100 to 130. So, no, they're not 100 to 130. I think they're like 200, 300 right now. Yeah, Ludwig. I know, but most people don't like Sharpedo, right? So I'm just trying to compare it to that. DJ says the gold cards from Mega series and the gold cards from every previous generation are totally different in terms of rarity, texture, style, etc. They all they all are different. That's for sure. Um, but especially so if you go back to like if you go into Scarlet and Violet, the gold cards were harder to pull. They weren't anything crazy like they are now. Don't get me wrong, They're not 1 in 1,200 packs, but they were harder to pull than the SARs, and people still didn't give a crap about them. So, um, and I haven't seen any gold cards that are worth over 300 bucks. So again, at the end of the day, you have to do what you think's best. So if you think the gold cards are amazing and you think that they are a game changer, that's cool. That's your decision. Pull the SIR Sharpedo. That congratulations. I'm gonna get that in Japanese because it's like 25 bucks. And then when it drops down in Japanese, then or not, sorry, when it drops down in English, then I'm gonna pick it up also. But that's great. I've The best card I pulled from Phantasmal Flames is the Piplup, which I'm happy with. I'm happy with the Piplup. So I'm gonna get that graded and then give it to my daughter. So how many? What, Brandon? What are you? How many packs are you opening here? Booster boxes or ETBs or because unless you just have really good luck, I've got terrible luck. So let me ask you, Inept, since you're a big gold card simp as you say that you are, what value wise, what would you say um, you would price the gold cards at? I don't care for the Meowth card. Yeah, the yeah. If I was to pull a gold card, that would the Mega Charizard would be the one that I would want to pull too. At least as of right now. Brandon, you said you're happy people love cards that don't make the most money. I know I do. Yeah, it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, I pulled a Dugong, which that was another card that I like. So I'll get that graded. The Wigglytuff I'm gonna buy in Japanese. It's like $5. It's like a $5 Japanese card. So I probably won't get that graded. I'll probably wait and just do like a big send off. But I eventually will get it graded, and just that way, my daughter, she's 4, so she can play with it, and I don't have to worry about her cracking or breaking it. And again, it'll probably go what from, let's say it gets a 10, it'll be a $10 card, 250 to 400. So do you think? Here's my question for you then, Annette. If you think that, because realistically, would you say then that the Umbreon from Prismatic Evolutions should be anywhere from 5 to 800, since it's essentially double the pull rate of getting that specific gold card? I'm just curious, and then I don't want to catch up behind. Yeah, I don't pull shit either. Yeah, no, people love the art. People love the art, and also too, they know that even though it may be easy to pull that specific card, that long term it will probably do well. The only problem, the only real difference that there is, you know, more people. So even if we have, let's say we have a flush of the market, um, let's say we have a flush of the market and 50% of people leave. Well, we probably gained 50% of what we had before that, and everybody knows now, like sealed and cases, and this is what you're looking for cards and to get them graded and stuff like that. So it's going to be harder to to profit as much, and then even long term, people are a lot of people are going to have those PSA 10s. A lot of people are going to have their cards super protected very well, or so it's different. It's going to be a little bit different. Yeah, I do think. I think that the Phantasmal Flame Zard will, especially when we get reprints. I think. I think yeah. I think you'll be looking at like a $150 card. Let's see, Brandon. You said yeah, for sure. But I do think it is better than Obsidian Flames, though. I know it's easy to compare those two, but even the other SIRs that are in Phantasmal Flames are better than any of the SIRs that are in um, Obsidian. No, it will be printed absolutely. Xavier, I know I got 4 booster bundles. I think I think Crazy did also. I think most people did. I think if you wanted to, you could have gotten those. Yeah, that is true. That well, and also I think Crazy, going based off what you're saying, it's not only the PSA 10 price. Well, I guess you could say it that way. It's also how hard is it to get into PSA 10. So look at the Magikarp, right? The Magikarp when it first came out, it was like a $20 card. Nobody cared about it. Nobody even cared about Paldea Evolved, to be honest with you. Lechonk, have a good one. I appreciate your support, by the way. But um, over time, because it's hard to get that into PSA 10 because of quality control and all that stuff, that's where the card has become more expensive. But obviously now it's starting to go down. So yeah, okay, I got what you're saying. Yeah, I think anybody that thinks that the last half of Scarlet and Violet going into Mega Evolutions, if they think that this stuff's going to be hard to get, I think they're in for a rude awakening. Okay, now Inept, I didn't forget about you, but you're saying yes that you do think it is a $500 to $800 card for the Umbreon. Thank you, DJ. I appreciate that. And what do you guys think about these lives? Do you guys? I know, yes, the Umbreon being overpriced. Okay, but what would you say that the? So you said like the gold was anywhere from 2 to 400. So because the pull rate for the Umbreon specifically is double, would you say that it should be like 400 to 800? I'm just curious. There's no right or wrong answer. Me personally, I think the Umbreon should be a $300 card. Not obviously in the current market, but if we weren't in this crazy market, definitely at least 500. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, Brandon, we can absolutely agree on that then, because it sounds like you're agreeing with that. So, sorry, the Sumbreon at the pump never happened. Fair point. It's a fair point. I just wonder where we're going to get back. Like when this is done, what will the Umbreon eventually get to? Will it settle at like 500 and that's the best that it's going to get to? Even though it should have been lower than that. I guess obviously it'll depend, but I think, the people that are still around, so you Inept, you Brandon, you DJ, Crazy, all of us, like we're going to pull the trigger at some point. It's just where does that settle out at? 300 tops. Yeah, just so you know, DJ, I'm pretty sure you're new to like this weekend lives. Mimic Brew, typically he comes in on to the lives on Saturdays. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It's kind of in between. Team Rocket Joey is completely different. That was all because of Mimic Brew. So yeah, I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, I think 500 may be the best that we see that. Okay, you say 700. Well, I guess your boy won't be getting it at that point unless I do some trades. Yeah, like Brandon said, most likely trade other inflated cards. So you've seen investor bros saying they're more confident in Pokemon more than ever before. I don't know why. I don't know, you know, unless because of how strong it's been going, you know, because it seems like, like they were, I remember what was it this summer? Everyone's like, oh, during the summertime, people are going to go on vacations. People have to go on vacations. It's going to slow down, and it didn't. So maybe that's what's getting them so confident is how it just kept chugging and chugging and chugging for so long. Yeah, yeah, and you'll be up. You will be. Um, well, I mean, I guess it really depends. What you bought it at, because I am of a believer that when we hit a bear market, it will be a very long bear market and it will be very rough. So you could easily see those, you say you're up 200, 300% for what you bought this year. I would imagine you'll probably still be up, but it won't be as juicy as that. Um, Unless you just bought like high value cards, like a bunch of Mews and Greninjas and stuff like that. It just depends. But if you're going to be here for 5 years, like Nostalgianomics, then you have nothing to worry about. I don't see with how much. Okay, if 90% of your collection is around MSRP, then you should be fine. That's that's the best way to protect yourself. Um, I don't think Brandon. With how much is being hoarded. I don't really know what I'm trying to think of what you mean by that, because you're saying with how much is being hoarded that the prices are stagnant for years. I don't know if you're talking about people just hoarding it and then it gets dumped, because if it gets dumped, which I think it will, um, I don't care how many people say they have diamond hands. I'd say half of them don't truly have diamond hands, and people are over leveraged, and they have credit cards and stuff like that. So I think that we will get a decent dump on the market. Um, so I think you will have product that does go down. Again, it just depends on what set you're talking about. Boxes will stay at 300 to 400 range for years. I think that boxes, like Destined Rivals, I think it will drop down to probably 250, maybe 200, like worst case scenario. And but instead of seeing like what happened with Sword and Shield, you will see it like go back to 400 and sit at 400 for a longer period of time. But I don't think boxes are just gonna Like when all this is said and done, we enter a bear market. I don't think we're gonna go, okay, Destin Rivals has been sitting at 400 and it does not go down. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think it will go down and it'll take longer for it to come back up. Yes, yes, I agree. I agree. You won't see as big of growth as you've seen previously because of this. Yep. What were you talking about? Paldean Fates. Oh yeah, Paldean Fates is great. I got an ETB for 35 bucks at Walmart. Turned around and sold it for $200. Can't complain about that. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like I said, they're all gonna go to One Piece. Sierra, I apologize. The turkey's put up for the night. So typically she sits over there, but it's raining. I didn't want her to get rained on all night. So no turkey. Yeah. No, I like Paldean Fates. For me personally, I like Paldean Fates better than I like 151. We've talked about this before in other lives. See, crazy. You don't think that there's as many people hoarding as I think there are? Yeah, we will see. Regardless, people will be right and people will be wrong. So, Sierra, that's a good point. Um, People are definitely running out of money. People are definitely the I wouldn't even say the hype. I guess it is hype, you know, but just the obsession with Pokemon, you can tell people aren't as obsessed. I've had other people come on and say that people have left. You know, they've had friends that have left because they've gotten priced out. They can't find Pokemon. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't personally think that we're going to make it to Gen 10 before seeing product at MSRP. I think we're going to see it much sooner than that. But that's why I always tell people you got to do what you know, make decisions that you think are best for you. I could easily be wrong, um, or you can be wrong. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Yeah, Xavier. Pokemon fatigue. It is. It's exhausting. It's exhausting looking at market prices all the time. It's exhausting going to card shows all the time. It's exhausting trying to get the best deal or find products or not finding products, paying over MSRP, not buying because you don't want to pay over MSRP. So, like I said, that's why I'm strongly looking into Japanese for stuff. Is I miss opening and I don't want to open a booster box and feel bad because I open up a booster box. Okay, that's interesting, Brandon. But yeah, I mean that just proves my point. People are leaving. They're taking their gains and they're getting the hell out while they can. So yeah, have they came out or sorry, have they come out with the Office one yet? Because my wife's a big Office person, and I wanted to get a couple of those cards for her. I agree. I think Pokemon Center should say, "Hey, this is the new set. How many booster boxes do you want? How many ETBs do you want? You may not get it on release, but you're going to get it at some point." If people knew that they were going to get the product, they would not care. Some people would obviously pay over MSRP just because they, say you have to wait 6 months for your product to come in. Well, you may want to open some, but it would be nowhere near as bad as it is now. Okay. Well, I guess I'll have to look on eBay. That's unfortunate. I will say crazy that I think personally, if if everybody was to come out tomorrow and anybody who is just wanting to make money off of this or didn't care about Pokemon, right? And not your investors, but like your paper hand, the people that came in over the last year and a half for the wrong intentions. If Pokemon did a massive dump reprint, like just crashed everything, Scarlet and Violet to now, there would be such a flood of the market. You would not personally believe how much, because there are a ton of people in this, scalpers, rip and shippers, a ton of people that have alternative motives. It would be bad. It really truly would. Yeah, I'll probably just look on eBay to see what they have for the office. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody who didn't really care. They were just kind of in it for the money, taking the money and running. You know, it's obviously different if you're a content creator and you tell people, and then you take the money and kind of run. That's different. But the people who were like, "Hey, I got this product for MSRP," you know, I can turn around and let's say you have cases of the prismatic SPCs, right? Well, they went from what was MSRP, like $100 to now they're sitting around 220 ish, I think, maybe a little bit more. I haven't checked on those in a minute. Yeah, take your money and run. There's no guarantee that Pokemon's not going to reprint those. So I get why people do it. Yeah, exactly, Sierra. When you tell them you can't find it, that's when they want it. Absolutely. Yep. And again, that's why I get people's arguments. These business people is the people that cry and bitch about MSRP, which is me. When we get to MSRP, you still won't be happy. I will be happy, and I will be buying at MSRP. Um, but you're right. If I can get it for cheaper, I will be getting it for cheaper. And there will be people that they'll still not buy it, but that's not everybody. There's just like the market we're in right now. Um, the market we're in right now. People don't want to be paying $250 or $300 for a booster box, but if they think it's going to keep going up, then why not buy it? I think it's stupid, but they think that MSRP is stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I think hopefully with Gen 10 they do not up it again, and we're not looking at $200 booster boxes for MSRP. We will get there eventually, though. Oh, I'm with you all the way. I would love nothing more than to see booster boxes get down to $90 again. Let's see, Brandon. What do you mean, Brandon? Whose booster box was so bad? Yeah, I remember seeing Sky. They had them, and there. I feel like there was a limit though. Was it 10? I think it was like a limit of 10. My Phantasmal Flames booster box was not bad. I didn't open mine yet. Um, I know last week we talked about it. That my booster box had like a no. I haven't opened my Phantasmal Flames booster box yet. I want to. I want to open it because I want to pull the Charizard. And there's a couple SIRs that I want. Unless I'm wrong, maybe I said something where it made it sound like I've opened mine. I haven't. I got one from the Pokemon Center. I have not gotten one. Nope, I haven't opened any booster boxes. I've gotten booster boxes. Um, like I have two booster boxes for Mega. I got one booster box, and I want to get another one if I can on the second wave, and then I will open my original booster box because it got dented on the corner. So maybe I did a poor job explaining that. You get more hits when you pay market. Hey, if it works out for you, it works out for you. I know, Brandon, but you got people that are new to this, and you got business people that have been in this for a while that are saying that it's not going to happen, and people don't realize that these people have reasons behind trying to tell people that this is not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was a dude selling to you at MSRP and he was saying, "Oh, like that's different," but when you got dudes who are selling at market price, I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt, maybe. Let's see, Sierra. Yeah, you can't make sense of the Pokemon market. It honestly, it's the best thing you can do is listen to content creators and listen to multiples of them. And so, like, if in whatever sets they say are great sets, that's the sets you should maybe consider going into. So if everyone says they love Destiny Rivals, go into Destiny Rivals, Paldean Evolve, Paldean Fates, all this stuff. No, I have terrible luck opening. I don't get shit when I open. So that's I said no. I probably said knowing me, if I open a booster box, I wouldn't get shit. Perpetuate the narrative. Yep. Yes, sir. Open double Spider-Man collector booster box. Yeah, it's just you know, eh, it is rough. It is rough right now to justify opening up. Or even those collector boxes. What are they? What were they going? I know they're going for over 1,000, and then they dropped down to what, like 500 or something like that. Maybe it was 700, but it doesn't matter what people say. It sucks to open up a box, especially when you can turn around and sell it for way more than what you got for, double, triple what you got it for, and then you don't get shit. Unless you just have a shit ton of money. That's terrible. Xavier, that's about what I would have. That's about my luck. 5 to 700 right now. Yeah, that's crazy. That yeah, because it was going for over 1,000. Um, I actually, I went to when I went to Walmart, they had some Spider-Man packs, and then they had Avatar too. So um, it's interesting to see what's happening. But of course, like I said, Rudy has already said that the market's over. So no SIR, no hyper. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I was watching a little bit of that of Henry Pokey Corners live, and they were talking about how the pull rates back with Scarlet and Violet, like Obsidian Flames, like how the pull rates were really good and really rewarding. And I feel like that would be like a good place, where you really feel like you're opening up. Because honestly, nobody cares about the EXs anymore. Like I know that players do, um, but I feel like for a majority of people, like EXs are the same as what hollows used to be. So it's like, why not put the pull rates up a little bit better for the rest of the stuff? And I feel like it would be better, but I'm sure Pokemon knows way more than I do. But there's a reason they keep the pull rates the way they do. Yeah, yeah, Brandon, absolutely. I wish that we could go back to that because it just feels more rewarding, right? Like if you know every box that you open, you're going to pull one of these SIRs, or you're going to pull maybe two SIRs. Like it's like, okay, I'm spending my money for something, Um, right now, you just take a gamble. I know it's to keep us buying. I know. I just wonder if they're gonna. I don't know. I don't know. Like honestly, I feel like the pull rates for Mega aren't awful. Like they could be way worse for sure. I'm not saying that they're terrible. I'm just saying I wish that they would do a little bit better where it felt more worth opening. Let's see. You said Avatar crashed. So is Avatar not doing well? I know. Crazy. You're big into Magic. I'm not. I think they look cool. I think there's cool cards, but I know you have to buy special boxes and stuff that I'm not buying. Yeah, yeah. I'm really curious on the other five SIRs that we're gonna get because we got the Mewtwo, we got the Pikachu, we got the. Surely they're not going to do another SIR for Lucario. Um, are they going to do an SIR for Ho Ho? What are the other SIRs going to be? And then yeah, the pull rates too. Um, I just I don't know. I hope the pull rates are. I don't expect them to get easier for sure. I don't think that they're going to get easier. I think that they'll either stay the same or get harder. I hope they stay the same. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it, if they do the same thing that they did for Scarlet and Violet, this will be the third. It's 2.5, but it's like the third set to come out. So hopefully they don't change the pull rates. And I think if they don't change the pull rates and product is readily available, when all is said and done, all the product is released. So at the end of April, I think it's GG's. Okay. I've seen some of the there's like glow in the dark cards is what it looks like. They look pretty cool. Yeah, prismatic was awful. Yeah, they should have either made the hit rates way easier or put IRs in there. I agree 100%. I don't think they're going to make the same mistake. So Xavier, people are saying that that will be, which we don't know the name of it for English, but Emerald Skies or something. The one with not Zekrom, Zygarde in it. Speculation, rumors are that they'll have the Rayquaza, but who knows? Who knows what Pokemon will do? Yeah. Mm, Prismatic is the most brutal. Oh yeah, Emerald. I thought it was Emerald Storm. Apparently, according to Brandon, it's hard to keep up with all of them. So I thought it was Emerald. Um, but we'll just see. They don't have to put Mega Rayquaza in. Honestly, I'm trying to think of all the Storm Emerald. Okay, yeah, Prismatic is brutal. It is brutal, but it can never be an Evolving Skies because Evolving Skies has a booster box. Prismatic does not. Yeah. Um, when do we find out about that 100 deck? Because that's supposed to be the rest that makes up um, Ascended Heroes, right? So that would have to have unless Pokemon's going to do what, some sort of exclusive. What's up, Pokedaris? Have you pulled one of the Charizards though? It's I'm pretty sure Ascended Heroes is made up of Mega Dream EX, and then there's like a deck 100 or 100 deck or something like that, and that's supposed to make up the rest of it. So the five SIRs that we're still waiting on are supposed to go into that. Yeah, and then Mega Adino. So yeah, but that the if you're talking about the Charizard full art, um, people were paying what? How much were they paying for? Like $70, $100 or something like that. Now what is it? I got you, man. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I didn't see that you pulled it yet. Of course, I unfortunately I can't go. I can't check into all your live streams. Um, I try to be in some of those when I can, but um, 80. Okay, well, so it's still holding up pretty strong. $60. Okay, yeah, yeah. It's just like what is that Marshadow that we got that went up. What was it? $60, 60 $70 card, and then now it's down to $20. I think it's all right. People got to learn. People got to learn. Okay, that was what you pulled on release day. Gotcha. Did you sell it? Surely you knew $80 was a good deal, unless you like that card. Yeah, crazy. I hope they do some sort of monochrome too. Um, the only, yeah, I mean, I guess that would make sense because it is sort of like black and white, so they could do that. But they've done gold cards, so I feel like that they would have to do the gold cards. I don't think that they would do the monochrome 40 to 50. So yeah, it's cut in half. Yeah, it's a brutal time if you just follow what everyone says and you're like, oh, this card's so amazing. It can be a brutal time for sure. Yeah, uh, I'm not I'm not a huge Charizard fan. I know. Um, no, Pokedares, you're killing it. You're what, 1,000 plus subscribers. Topps Pokemon collab has been leaked. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. gonna buy cases when it's back. I am going to be buying cases when it goes back to MSRP or below. I will be buying cases once I get monetized for every single set that comes out, whether it's ETBs or booster boxes, and um, I will be doing giveaways for not for the whole case, obviously, but I'll be giving away, you know, 5, 6 ETBs, whatever it is. You'll open one case per set. Yeah, I will be. I'll be putting one case per set behind, but I will definitely be opening a lot more. So I'm very excited for it. I'm super excited to see what happens and keep 3 cases. I hope you have a big house. Hope you have a big house or storage unit for that near mint. Okay, you send me. Hey, yeah. Why don't you send me your adult diapers? We'll throw that in the giveaway for 500. Yeah, tops is crazy. I just don't see Pokemon doing that. I I truly don't. 500, is that for a box? Crazy. Because I think I saw like most of those cards aren't worth shit, right? There's only a couple of them that are worth anything. Hey, Pokedex, I'll tell you what, man. If you can get to 1,000 subscribers by doing lives and you're making money from that, why would you make videos? Honestly, why would you? It takes me, and I'm not saying my videos are great or anything, right? Um, they're far from that, but it takes me probably an hour or two from the time that I record, sit down, record, edit, get it uploaded, get the thumbnail. All you gotta do is click a button, man. Click a button and say, "Hey, if you subscribe to the channel, I'll open up a pack for you." You know what I'm saying? And until that doesn't work, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know? Yeah, I know they did it back in the day. I just don't see them. I don't see them doing that. What do you mean? What do you mean, Brandon? I should search how long a collector stays in the hobby because it's what 9 months, 9 months a year, unless you're talking about like a true collector. No, sir. I am central, so it is 2 o'clock my time. It's really interesting to read the factors. I'll look into it when I get off. Um, Sierra, all I can say, so it depends on who you ask. If you ask the people who don't want to admit that anything is happening, it that there's they would say that it's because there's no booster boxes. Even though if you look at the simple information provided, that black and white did not allow for 4 booster bundles, and black and white sold out where this did not really sell out. I think Pokemon pulled the plug on it. Um, I think that it's 4 because they're either printing to demand because they have 4 months to do so, or there's going to be a mega shit ton of this product and they're not behind like people are saying they are. Again, I have nothing to back up that theory. That's just when I saw that. That's what it spoke to me. Yeah, pretty much like Ludwig said. Pokemon companies telling you what's going on without actually telling you what's going on. I think crazy they could have allowed more than 4. To be honest with you, I know, like I said, I know people. I was watching Mitch's live because it's just easy for me to do that while I'm working, so I don't have to worry about my phone going to sleep on me while I'm waiting in the Pokemon Center. And there were people saying they got in the queue and purchased like 24 booster bundles. So, and there are ways of doing that, of course. You different cards, different addresses, different names, all that stuff. You are taking a chance, so I would not recommend that. But And you should know that, crazy. You were in his live. I saw you in his live. So I think you could have got. I think they could have allowed more because it went all the way. There was no queue at all by the end of it. You could literally go, click on Pokemon Center, and it instantly puts you in there for probably about 10 minutes because there is not a lot of product really. What do you mean by that? I mean, I still think the ETB lasted a while. I know that people had a hard time. Like I know Brandon did. I know you had a hard time because of all the error problems, but like it was up for 2 plus hours. You know, the resale bundles isn't enough profit. I'm just open 24 packs. I mean, yeah, if you wanted to resell them, you can. I'm just gonna open them up, and if we pull something, probably just do a giveaway for it. That's crazy, Brandon. That's crazy work. I do it by my phone, so I don't know if you maybe your job doesn't allow you to do that, um, or whatever the circumstances behind that. It's just a poster collection, text stickers, and 2 pack blisters. Well, there's the ETBs and the booster bundles too. I don't really know, crazy, like if you're trying to say the same thing because there's no booster boxes, that's what's going on. I don't agree with that narrative. But I could be wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong. I appreciate it, man. I'm at 2,100 watch hours. But I didn't realize you had to be at 1,000 subscribers at 4,000 watch hours. So I'm like, I ain't gonna get there, man. You know, like I'll get there eventually, but I'll probably be way over 4,000. Most of the time, my videos are averaging like 50 watch hours. So you know, if I put 5 videos up, you know, like I'm gonna be watch hours real quick, unless the views continue to drop off. But I've got some people that are really supportive and watch all the videos. You know, so we'll see. We'll see, man. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, crazy. Yeah, man. I try to be new, but like I said, right now, the algorithm makes no sense. That's crazy, Ludwig. I apologize for that. Not yet, at least. Not yet. Who knows what Pokemon's cooking up? Yeah, Brandon. I know I will. I know like I'll get to 1,000 eventually. It's just like I thought you had to have 500 and then at 4,000, but now it's like I said, I'm already at 21, almost 2,200. Before I know it, I'll be pretty much at 4,000, and it's gonna take a minute before I get to 1,000. So, but it's all good. You know, I just the main thing is I don't want people to be paying. What's up, Stanky Danky? I don't want people to be paying for memberships because like or super chats or donations and shit. Like I just want the free stuff, you know? Like you guys just take the time out of your day to watch the videos, come to the lives, do whatever, and I make money off that. So it's like it's just gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while. It's all good though. I think Pokemon Center's gotten way better. Trust me, Inept, you do not want to see it. Right now, my hands are frozen, my feet are frozen. You ain't gonna even be able to see anything if I went streaking, bro. I appreciate it, Stanky Danky. Well, I would assume I am an underdog, that's for sure. But I try to help people out. Like I said, Inept, he is a super cool dude. He's a collector, he's an investor, but he's super cool. So it's like my channel's nothing big, but I think I got him a couple subscribers, which is like that's perfect, you know? So I try to be a good guy. I really try to do. I know it's hard sometimes with my videos, always attacking people and stuff like that, but I try to be a good guy. Let's see, what time do we got, guys? 206. I don't know, that's crazy. Like, kudos to you that you can have subscribers without making videos. That's nuts. I try to put out content and people leave. Like I put out that video today. I don't know how familiar you are with the channel or not, but I put out the video today and I lost two subscribers. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like you put a video out, people leave. You don't put a video out, nobody subscribes. So that's cool. That's cool for you to be able to not do anything, get subscribers for sure. I know you did, Brandon. You're a real one, Brandon. You're a real one. Oh, that's cool. That's cool that you just get shout outs from everybody. You only clicked on this because you saw a thumbnail of a guy petting a turkey. Huh, interesting. I don't know why there'd be a thumbnail of me petting a turkey. It should be, huh. I didn't make that a thumbnail. That was a video I made a couple days ago. At the beginning of the video, I was petting a turkey. So, turkey baited again. I'm gonna start doing that though. Every video, I'm gonna have my turkey. Same video all the time. Me just holding my turkey. So, I apologize. I don't know how you saw that, um, but I don't think, yeah, you must have gotten one of my other videos that I had the turkey in. Let's see. Sorry, Brandon, I didn't see what you said. Pokepon? Yeah, I don't understand why people delete other people's comments. That's just weird. I just like thumbs down them or whatever. I appreciate it, Pokedaris. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it that way. No, crazy. I'm not eating the turkey. She's gonna live a good life, and I will tell you what her eggs taste like. But that's about as much as my turkey as you're gonna know about, and I'm gonna know about. We'll we'll keep her around, and then we'll bury her. I appreciate it, Stanky Danky. You get some rest as well, guys. We will be calling it here in about. I'll give it like another 5 minutes, um, and then I gotta go to bed. I gotta be up at 6 for my kiddos. So, do I eat turkeys? No, I'm not a big fan of turkey. So, Like I said, I just wanted a turkey. We got chickens, and I just wanted a turkey for um, just to have. Just 'cause I thought it was cool. I have a sulcata tortoise. It's one of them big tortoises, um, and but it's a girl and she lays eggs. So you delete your comments because you're asking questions that conflicted. Yeah, dude. People. Like I said, I've just learned if people don't like what I'm saying and they just want to call me like a fucking idiot, that's cool. I'm just not going to respond to you. I'm just not. Turkey's name is Adam because she was supposed to be a boy and then she turned out to be a girl. So her name's just Adam. Good night, Brandon. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate your support. Get some rest as well. Have a good night. Um, that's weird. I don't know. Why can't he eat chickens? I will. I'll be going to bed here in 3 minutes. Yep. Let's see. That's my pit bull's name. My pit bull's name is Evie. Or Eve, sorry. No. I guess that does make sense, but yeah, my pit bull's name's Evie. So, oh yeah, we don't. Um, okay. See you, Roxy. Thanks for the support. Hope I'll see you again next week, hopefully. Um, we're not. We just have them for eggs. That's it. We're not going to eat them or anything like that. Are you really? No, you should be at more than 250. I have no idea. I have no idea what you should be. I had a picture of your thing. I broke, or not broke, but Brandon, good night. Appreciate all the support, man. I don't know when I'm going to come out with another video. I don't think there'll be a video tomorrow, but I appreciate all your support, man. You're the best. And after you heading out too, you might be at 220. I don't know. I thought you were at like 227 or 247. I don't know. I have a picture of it. All right, bro. All right, crazy. Have a good night. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and call it. Everyone's bouncing. It's late. I appreciate all the support in the live. Hopefully, y'all had a good time. And Sierra, I do apologize. Good luck. Hopefully, you find somebody else, but I'm going to go ahead and call it as well because I got to go to bed. I got to be up in 4 hours. So, appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. Back Friday, Saturday for more lives. And of course, if you like, subscribe. I'll be making more videos. But y'all have a good night. Peace out.